Yeah, so Pearce, yeah, tell us how is morale? Things haven't been going as well as you'd like, but how is everything in the camp? And yeah, you're coming in for some criticism, but how is everything in the camp? How are you guys dealing with it?
Yes, one thing we have done well is we've been turning up on Monday and ready to learn and obviously watch back what we've done wrong and ready to improve. And this week's no different. Morale is obviously better than the last few weeks because we put in a better performance. Obviously not the result we want, but yeah, morale is high and we're ready to crack in this week again.
Excellent. I mean, you've been here 2 years now at the Suns, obviously. You're happy. I know injuries have kind of frustrated you, but you're happy at the club nonetheless. Glad you made the move.
Yeah, absolutely. I left for my own reasons, and I love the Gold Coast. I love the Suns. This is my home away from home now, so these blokes are my family, so I love it, and definitely no regrets, and yeah, enjoying it.
Of course. I mean, let's talk about the injuries because they do seem to have frustrated you since you moved from Brisbane. I mean, they've really stopped you getting into a rhythm, haven't they? Would you agree with that?
Yeah, well, pretty much. Yeah. So I haven't found my form for my Brisbane form for 3 years now. I've had interrupted pre-seasons and seasons, so I haven't had that continuity, but I'll keep working hard and my luck will turn eventually, and I'm not sitting here feeling sorry for myself and no one else is. I'll just keep working hard and it'll turn for me, and hopefully next year when we get there I'll play 22 games.
Of course. And I mean, like, just want to go back to the leaving of Brisbane. Was it hard? I mean, obviously you say it was for your own reasons, but was it hard nonetheless having been there so long?
Yeah, it was. Obviously, Brisbane had done a lot for me. It was hard. I had a lot of good friends there, but the joys. I didn't go too far. So my brother was still there, and when I wanted to change, I thought obviously the Gold Coast was going to be the best because it was still close to him. And unfortunately, he's gone home now. But yeah, I still love it here. I love Queensland and love everything about it. So no regrets.
And I wanted to ask you about the 150 games, because that's a milestone you reached this year. And I mean, like, that's a big deal. Could you have believed when you came out here, say, that you'd have played 150 AFL games?
I definitely didn't have them expectations of myself back then. I was given a 2-year contract and I was looking to play one game and just enjoy myself, and I did both in my first 2 years, and I was lucky enough to get another contract and then really knuckle down and found my spot on the team. And yeah, I would like to be on more. Obviously there's been a lot of injuries over the journey, but yeah, it's super proud to achieve 150 games. Of
course. And I mean, when you talk about Irish guys who've made it 150 games, it's only yourself, Zach Toohey and the likes of Jim Steins, Ty Connelly and Sean White. So it's quite an illustrious company. It's a good club to be in.
I know, I'm in some good company there, so there's obviously been a lot of talent come through the ranks in terms of Irish players, and there's a lot more to come, and there's a few boys lining it up, like Conor McKenna he's stealing the show at the moment. He's doing excellent, but yeah, some great players, and I'm happy for my name to be amongst them.
And I mean, like, now there's a lot of Irish guys coming out. They're not as experienced as you. There's 6 new lads this year, and there's the likes of Colin O'Riordan and Dara Joyce and Conor Nash and all. Do you take pride in that you've inspired some of them guys? They look to you probably for advice, I'd say, but you're an example for them. Do you take pride in that?
Yeah, absolutely. And I've spoke to a few of them along the journey, and it's great to see there's so much talent in Ireland, and it's good to see that the clubs are putting their trust in them and bringing these boys out and giving them opportunity. But I looked up to the Jim Steins and the Kennellys, and even Marty Clark came over and that, so to have them boys look up to me, if they do, is pretty special.
Of course. And I mean, like, because you know exactly what those guys have to deal with, of course, making the adjustment from GAA to AFL. I'd say it's an adjustment when you come out and you're not the leader like you would be on a team at home, and you're learning the ropes. I mean, that must be difficult, right, when you first get out here?
Yeah, that was one of the toughest things. Obviously, if you're coming out, you're one of the better GAA players, and as soon as you're on a list, you're automatically probably the worst on the list. Obviously, you've got a lot of room to improve, and from there it's just hard work. There's no easy way around it out here. It's not easy, so it takes a lot of hard work and dedication, but yeah, it's been good. Yeah,
I'm sure everyone has a day here and there when you're learning and it gets a bit frustrating. Even Ty Connelly said he could nearly have gone into Flight Centre one day and gone home. Is there days like that? Hopefully they're few and far between, but when you could just say, why am I here? I want to go home, kind of thing.
Yeah, I'll be lying if I said I didn't have it at the start, middle and at the end of my career, but it definitely does happen. But obviously you're here for a greater reason than a hard time you might be going through that day or that week, or form throughout the month. But yeah, the bigger picture, you battle through and you stay strong.
Is it still a dream of yours to play with Mayo one day, perhaps?
That definitely was a dream when I was younger, and I felt like I could have performed and actually helped them win an All-Ireland, but I think that ship has sailed now. I'm 30. Watching the Mayo team now, there's some great young footballers coming through, and Mayo's in their hands now. I would have loved to. I was actually very serious about coming back 4 or 5 years ago. I was actually having the conversation with my parents, but yeah, it just didn't eventuate. And do I have any regrets? No. Would I've loved to have done it? Absolutely.
Of course. And I mean, like, talking about Mayo, do you pay any attention to what they say about the curse? Can that curse be broken? It's been breaking Mayo hearts for years. When are Mayo going to win one?
Yeah, that curse is actually a funny story. I don't know. I hope so. Jesus, it doesn't look like this year might be the year, but they're obviously still in with a chance. But hopefully soon. There's enough talent in Mayo. There has been over the years that they're always going to be thereabouts. Hopefully they just they can get to All Irelands, but just get that final piece of the puzzle next time they get there.
Of course, and the last thing I wanted to ask you about quickly is the international rules. We had that series a couple of years ago. Must have been frustrating again for you because you got that injury and ruled out the second game. Disappointing as well because Ireland lost, and I guess that hands the bragging rights to the Aussies when you come back to the training ground, does it? Did they give you a stick?
Nah, not really. I think there wasn't any boys here that were playing in it. They all watched because they're excited for me to play in it. But yeah, similar to my 3 years at the Gold Coast, I got injured in the first quarter, and then I sat out the rest, and then missed the rest of the tournament. So it's unfortunate, but yeah, I think it's a great concept and really enjoyed it. But I'm not sure if it's still going on now. I did read some there that it might be closed or stopping it, so hopefully that's not the case. I do love the game, but others might not like it as much, so I guess what will be in the future, and if there is another opportunity to play, I'll definitely be putting my hand up.
Of course. I think we can leave it there. Thanks, Pearce.
Thank you.
Cheers.